Over the past couple of days and weeks, JustPearlyThings, the YouTuber and the blogger and the podcaster, whatever the fuck her job is, has been called out for hypocrisy and, quite frankly, also has been called to be very ugly. People have been talking shit about her looks, talking shit about the fact that she's not married, talking shit about the fact that she might be kind of a dumb shit, and have been levying some pretty heavy and, quite frankly, a lot of mean attacks at her. Now, just for the record, Just Pearly Things is not that ugly. She's a decent looking girl. And the things that she says, whether you agree with them or not, should be the meat of your content. Calling someone out for hypocrisy is the laziest form of reaction you can possibly have because it doesn't talk about what they're actually saying. It just accuses them of not living by what they're preaching, which, quite frankly, is not a sin, which, quite frankly, is not a bad thing. Obviously, you want people to preach and live exactly the same way, and you don't want them to have any divergence in what they say other people should live by and how they themselves live. But that's not to say that their ideas are wholeheartedly bad. If you have a problem with Just Pearly Things and the stuff that she says, then you should address those things specifically, address her opinions specifically. Attacking her looks, calling her a hypocrite because she's not married despite being in her mid 20s, and her saying that girls in their late 20s are useless or wastes of time. That's just ridiculous. If you don't like her, that's fine, but at least just argue against her points and the merits of her arguments. You shouldn't call her names. You shouldn't say that she's ugly. Shouldn't talk about her looks. Shouldn't call her stupid. Just if you have disagreement with her, then address those disagreements with respect to the arguments that are being made. It's absolutely ridiculous that a lot of people, especially a lot of people, who criticize Just Pearly Things for being someone who's mean, for being someone who criticizes people's looks, for being someone who's hyperbolic, and for being someone who takes things out of context. The fact that those people are doing the exact same thing with Just Pearly Things now makes your argument pretty fucking weak. Once again, you don't have to like her, you don't even have to agree with her, but that should be the crux and the meat of the argument. It shouldn't be the way she looks. It shouldn't be the fact that she's a hypocrite. It shouldn't be the fact that, you know, she doesn't live what she preaches. It shouldn't be any of that. If you have a problem with anybody's argument, not just hers or anyone's argument, it should be based around the argument itself, not their physical appearance or anything like that. The fact of the matter is, she's not that ugly. Okay? She's fine. She's fine looking. She's not that ugly. She's okay. All right. Does she have the best opinions? That always depends. Depends on where you stand on her politics. Depends on where you stand on the things that she preaches. I don't know. I genuinely do not care. But the arguments that people are levying against her, calling her a hypocrite and saying these mean things about her looks, quite frankly, doesn't really do much for the discourse, and really does not paint the criticizers in a good light at all. So, once again, just relax and at least argue the merits instead of arguing someone's looks.